Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining this session on building secure systems and support your mission with AWS Cloud. In the next 40 minutes, you will hear directly from industry leaders like Cropin, mjunction, and Prasar Bharati News Services on how AWS helps them build secure, scalable, and resilient systems to create direct impact to the citizens of India. I would like to welcome Gaurav Jolly to introduce the customer speakers. Gaurav is a business development. Thank you. Gaurav is a business development leader for government services in AWS Worldwide Public Sector. Gaurav, take it up.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Good afternoon, everyone, and very warm welcome to AWS India Public Sector Summit. This is session Use 102, Build Secure and Scalable Applications, Mission Critical Workloads on AWS Services. Before I get there, I would like to thank each one of you for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us here today. It's really great, and I'm super excited to be here with all of you in person, right? We missed this in the last 2 years, and I'm glad that we are back here. At AWS, we are fortunate to have customers from different segments, different industries, leveraging AWS Cloud services for delivering innovation and multiple other programs or initiatives for the country. As the next step, our goal today is to empower you with all the knowledge so that you can take the right decisions or you can get the right value from the cloud for your mission critical workloads. With that, I would like to quickly introduce on stage our customers who are going to talk about their journeys in the next 30 minutes about their missions, vision, and how they achieved them, and what went behind the scenes in making and taking those decisions, and what is the next step from a future standpoint in terms of innovation. Our first speaker today is Mr. Amit Khan. He is the Chief Information Officer with mjunction. Our second speaker, Sameer Kumar, is the head of Prasar Bharati News Service, and we'll have Mohit Pandey, who will be representing Cropin as Chief Business Officer. With that, Amit, over to you.
Hey. Good afternoon. Sorry. Hi. Good afternoon to all of you. So this is Amit Khan from mjunction. So I would like to share the story of mjunction. This is how we have actually the done digital transformation with using AWS. Okay. So before that, let me just introduce you a little bit about mjunction. Okay. So mjunction is is into business, where we actually we connect businesses with other businesses to buy and sell goods and services, okay, and all of this that we do through digital platforms. So we offer these digital platform services for our customers so that they can actually trade and they can buy and they sell their goods and services. So we are the India's largest B2B e-commerce company, okay, and to share you the story of the mjunction. So our genesis is actually that we have started from as a JV between the Tata Steel and the SAIL, okay. The Steel Authority of India and Tata Steel, they joined hand to actually form this company in 2001. And the mandate was basically to do this e-commerce for the steel and the metal and mineral sectors. And from then onwards, our journey actually continues to diversified into multiple services, okay, and till so far this last year that we have done a transaction value worth kind of 1,95,000 crores. So, it is a huge volume of transaction that we have done, and from the beginning, like this cumulative transaction value would be like the more than 12 crore, 12 crore, something like that. Okay. And so we have this digital platform that we have. So it consists of the ecosystem. So where we have the buyers and suppliers, and we have 300,000 such buyers and suppliers who actually transact in our platform on daily basis. We have around the 15 financial partners who actually brings these financial the solutions, which is in terms of the finance, to the ecosystem partners. And we have presence in the 55 plus locations in India, and so we have around the 900 people that works in mjunction, who actually provides helps us build the services and extend the services to our customers. So around 5 years back, we actually joint hand with Axis Bank and the form a JV to launch the Invoice Mart platform, so which is actually a bill discounting platform for the MSME sectors, where the supplier, the MSME suppliers are actually they finance their bills through that platform. Okay. So recently we have been awarded the best e-commerce company in 2018, and we are also the best procurement solution provider, okay, for the enterprise procurement solution that we have. So our offerings are basically can be classified into 4 things. So one is the e-procurement, the e-selling, e-auctions, and e-marketplace. Okay. And so we work with the very large enterprise customers on the one side, and the other side is we have the lot of MSMEs are there who are actually who are one of these major strengths for our the platforms. So for our procurement solutions, there are large customers like these Volters, with whom that we work both in Middle East and India. So we have designed and developed solutions for Ordnance Factory Board for their e-procurement solutions. We have provide solutions to Power Grid and many other the enterprises and the PSU clients. On the e-selling side, where we have worked with the DGH for to sell their the oil blocks, and so we are also into the business of the kind of the minor minerals, something like that, the e-distribution of coal and sand. Okay, and so these are something that we are doing with some of the state government like the Bihar, Maharashtra, and West Bengal. And so e-auction is the one of these the major services or the key services that we have. So in e-auction, we do a lot of the auctions through which that we sell the goods and services of our the customers, and some of these the e-auction that we have done, which are maybe the very high value, the critical kind of thing, are something that we have conducted in the past, maybe the 5 years or the recent past. So one is like this, you have heard about this media rights, the media rights, the media rights that is actually this BCCI is has done. Okay, so that was actually decided through an e-auction mechanism through our platform. Okay, we help this FCI to auction the crops, which is in the rice and wheats. We have worked with the Department of Forest, the HP Forest Department, to sell the forest produce like timbers and all this stuff. And between 2015 to 2017, so we are actually the spectrum auction service provider for DOT. So where we have done the two major the spectrum auctions for India that was done through our platform. Recently, we have also worked with the T-Board of India to actually the modernize one of their auction center. So, that is actually a new auction center that we have developed for them. So, where we have actually launched a e-marketplace based the auction center for them, which is something different from the other auction center, which is something that we are doing in Jorhat. Okay. And where the other than auction, all these the supply chain the providers are basically integrated with that one, so that the starting from the garden to the shelf that the tea can actually be not only be from the starting from production to sell, and then it can also be the logistics and other services can also be provided to the through our platform. And we are also working with a lot of large the B2B the companies to actually develop digital solutions for them, where they can actually develop their digital the channels. Okay. So, where we have partnered with the companies such as SAIL and Vedanta to develop solutions for them. Now, so as I have told you this and introduced you about mjunction, so we are into this the e-commerce services. So we are essentially an IT enabled services company, and hence technology is very critical to our business. So whatever we do, whatever services that we provide, that is basically through the digital platform, and that's the key for us. And some of the special characteristic of our businesses are basically this: we offer the multiple services, and we are working on various verticals. So if you see this, starting from the steel, coal, then on other side we also work on lot of natural resources, and we are also into the spectrum kind of auction. So we are dealing with multiple categories, and each of these categories has the different nuances and all these stuff, which we need to actually bring into the digital the platform. And we are working with both the enterprise, the large enterprises, and we are also working with a lot of the public sector the companies. Okay. And and on the other side, in our digital platforms are actually enabled through lot of MSMEs, okay, who are essentially the buyers and suppliers in our platform. So whenever the large B2B company is actually transacting with the large number of MSMEs, so they found our the platform very useful for that. And we through our platform we actually the large volume of transactions are traded through the platform. We also manage lot of the funds because in the process that we have this EMD and security deposits, which are the buyers and suppliers that they deposit, and which is actually managed through our platform. So around 3 years back, when we started working into our the roadmap for IT and all this stuff, so we came into this the thing that okay, this the data center is something which is not sustainable for us, and we need to actually working some and we have actually draw a roadmap for the cloud. Okay. And that's why the migration to cloud that started, and we engaged with AWS deeply. We have actually worked with them. We have done our application portfolio analysis and identified these dependencies on applications and all this stuff, and then we created a strategy that how we can move to the cloud. And some of the key drivers that we had for this change in the way that we run our IT is basically see that how we can in our business, scalability is one of the major components that we have, and how we can bring the scalability without investing the upfront into the capex. How we can do the faster provisioning of the servers and the system, so that we can launch and we can actually roll out the changes very fast. We also need the platform for innovation, where we can actually do things first and the fail first and then the roll forward. Okay. So in cloud we have an option to actually the flexible and on-demand the provisioning is something which is possible, and we can always start small when we are doing the experimentation, and when things are moving up, then we can actually scale up the infrastructure. We don't need to invest upfront. And and through these the AWS partners, so they have the lot of these so managed services vendors that we have. So those are some of the things that we get through this the AWS the partners. So initial apprehension that we had in terms of this how we can roll out these things, and see what is the control that we have, and how can we quickly the provide the services and all this stuff. And then we move ahead with the solutions, and the outcome is basically see that we had got huge performance the upliftment, and the availability of the platform has been improved significantly. Then we have lot of the cost savings that we have been able to do in terms of the capex investment, and security in terms of this we have done a huge improvement in terms of from 70 to the 100% the terms of security compliance that we have been able to do. And there are a lot of the other benefits that we have been able to accomplish through this the transformation. And these the way forward is basically see that this now we have moved the application from on-prem to cloud. Now this what we would like to do is we would like to containerize this application so that we can the move faster, and we can roll out changes faster, and we would like to actually create a data platform. That's all, and this the blockchain, the computer vision is something that we would like to work with. Thank you.
Nope. Hi. Namaskar. Thank you. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, Shalini. And thank you, everyone, for staying back in spite of the traffic out there, right? I mean, I'm sure all of you want to rush back and cross the border, yeah? My name is Samir. Namaskar. I head Prasar Bharati News Services and Digital Platform. It's quite a mouthful. What it means is you all have grown up or must have heard from your parents and teachers about Doordarshan and Akashvani. For young ones out here, where are they? Like everyone keeps talking about. You got this bit of a glimpse of those during lockdown when I'm sure your parents must have asked you to sit down and watch the Ramayana and Mahabharata, you know, the fond memories of the past. So we are the digital arm of India's public broadcaster. So Prasar Bharati is it's sort of the mother organization for All India Radio and Doordarshan, which are the TV and the radio arms of India's public broadcaster. We are the digital vertical, so that all this content can, we provide the content which is already available on TV and radio onto the digital platform, so that it reaches the younger generation and also to our diaspora. At the same time, we're also building where we have lagged historically in terms of catching up with the technological advancement in the digital era. And that's where the partnership with AWS has just started, and hopefully this will allow us to catch up what we have lost in the last 2 decades. And finally, we're also building the news services, which is the essential part. You know, I mean, the digital world we are living in, fake news is an inherent problem of that. So it's in a developing country like India, the fake news menaces primarily, I mean, that's our read, that's primarily because of the vacuum being left where the authentic information is not being provided. And we already have DD News and Akashvani Samachar, which are the top most trusted news brands in this country. So building onto that, we also have building the news services into Prasar Bharati. This digital arm of Prasar Bharati PBNS, our vision is to cover the content which is pan-India, which is essential for sort of fulfilling the aspirations of Prasar Bharati, India's public broadcaster. We present the stories which are pan-India and which have the Indian point of view. I mean, we are already the 5th largest economy, even on a nominal basis, PPP basis. We are already sort of third, if not third, definitely 4th. So still, what does Indian think about a certain issues? What is, it's primarily what the Western media has been perceiving and reporting rather than me and you, what we have been thinking and what we want to communicate. So that needs to be done from Indian perspective as well as what we're consuming from outside and how we want to see the world where we have a much bigger role to play as a country. So building that platform where we can voice all of this. So our mission is basically, we're a big fan of number 3, so you'll see 3 boxes and everything everywhere. So we understand that in today's world, content and technology go hand in hand. I can produce the best content, but unless the crawlers pick it up and show it onto your sort of search sort of engines, you won't be watching the content which we produce. So content and technology have to go hand in hand. Automation is the key because, there's just too much of content which is out there. So how do we get into that league where our content is being recognized? And mind you, we already have a very trusted brand of Doordarshan and Akashvani. So, but we still are not on your search engines as yet. We are catching up onto that. Exclusivity is something which is there because, as a public broadcaster, there's a lot of responsibility which comes into our operations. We have to have the right mix. As an organization, you will be surprised. We are world's biggest media house. We have more than 24,000 employees, and almost like 90% of them are India's best engineers from their days, 20, 30 years back. But the average age of organization is somewhere around 55 years. So that's why we need to have the right kind of a mix. And we have a twin mandate as the corporation, India's public broadcaster. We, of course, has the public service as our mandate. At the same time, we have to generate our own revenue. So it's an interesting challenge. We don't get the fee like BBC gets from every TV or a radio purchase in UK. Here, we don't pay any fees to the India's public broadcaster, so we have to also earn our revenue. Of course, the aim is to build a digital-first organization and become one of the leading public broadcasters in the country as country is marching ahead to a much bigger global status. Of course, you can call us mad, but we are also thinking way ahead into the future, having our own metaverse. This is still on paper, but Bharatverse, using AI, ML, just imagine having an immersive experience of Republic Day and Independence Day, sitting into a booth in your city at the airport or, in these places, like you're sitting right now. At that moment, you're sitting on Kartavya Path, that renaming which happened yesterday. Content revolution is already here. We just need to make sure that the content which has always been liked, we continue to produce more and more of that. Of course, we need to have the streaming hub and this OTT, all these futuristic plans which are there. And that's where, we, with our capability of languages, where both, as a protector and maybe beneficiary of the diversity of this country, where we have 26 TV channels, more than 300 radio channels, all of that needs to not just cater to what is commercially viable, but also to preserve the culture, preserve those languages and dialects which would otherwise will just die. So information, education, and entertainment, like every other media house, that is our focus. So we'll talk about just 2 of the products which we have moved to AWS, and that's where Gaurav and Shalini ji have been very key to get us on board. I think 3-4 years of their persistence that finally we have been able to overcome the red tape and get it out there. So News on Air website is finally it is 2 months back. We have moved it onto the cloud, proper cloud. I have started at Prasar Bharati 3.5 years back with a lot of broken systems, and now we are turning it into a beautiful mosaic. One of that was given a broken cloud where the website was not working. I think in first month of bringing on to AWS, we have already doubled our page views. This website has, you can access 300 odd radio channels. You can listen to your all favorite radio channels from there. You have news in 8 languages, and now we just, making sure that we gather as much news as possible. So this is quite critical. The other part is news gathering mechanism. As Prasar Bharati, with our 50 plus sort of news units across the country, whereby we produce news in almost all languages, we have the largest network of news gathering, which is the most authentic source. But they are not available right now across the platform, across the country. So we have built a cloud-based system, which we have hosted now onto AWS, whereby this system is so robust that in spite of the difficult terrain, which is prevalent across the country, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from east to west, from every part of the country, it doesn't matter how, what kind of internet connectivity is there, what kind of terrain or availability is there. So handling all of that, there is a news news gathering system, news data management system has been built. And we have, with these two, the way news is being generated and disseminated in this country, it will transform if we can get it right. And that is where the key was to handle these issues of scalability, availability, security. And the capacity was quite fixed. So now with AWS managed services, and mainly with the cloud front and the security and the scalability which we got, we were able to enhance the user experience, increase our reach to the audience, and we have achieved quite a bit of much faster sort of a rating. So for example, here, like if you look at our website, now News on Air website rating is A, which used to be pretty poor if we compare it to, for example, previously we had newsonair.gov, which still is there on that old infrastructure, or on DD News. So we merged everything onto this one website. So we're comparing it to some of the popular ones which you guys know, as the NDTV. This is now our on-load time, which is, you can see 1.6 as opposed to NDTV of 6.3 of NDTV. Same performance-wise also, we're quite high now, one of the best performer sites. So this has been possible with the support of this team, and we look forward to enhancing the user experience and using your tax-paid sort of the money for much better use of providing right information in a much speedy manner, so that you can do right decision making, I suppose. Thank you. Thank you very much.
My name is Mohit Pandey, and I run the business for Cropin, and I must thank all of you and AWS for getting me here. I do realize it's 5:30 on a Friday evening, and you're sitting next to the Gurgaon border, Delhi border. Traffic is building up, so I hope I'll make the next 10 odd minutes worthwhile for all of you. Oops. Okay. At Cropin, the problem which we are looking to solve is one of food security. So if you look at what's been happening, population is increasing. I think over the next couple of years, we'll probably be 9 billion people. The population is increasing at a fast rate. Climate change is happening at a faster rate, apparently, which essentially means that food production is going to go down significantly. And most governments are really worried on being able to provide enough food to feed everyone across. And we at Cropin do believe that the only way this problem can be solved is by the use of technology. We are a 12-year-old company present across multiple places across the world. We have our customers in 52 countries. We are a B2B enterprise agri-tech company looking to not just digitize agricultural assets, which is basically land and crops, but also bring in intelligence and information which can go down not just to what we call a land pixel, which is a 10 by 10 meter of land, and bring in layers of information which can help both productivity and increase acreage and yield. but also kind of zoom out at a regional level and start giving information which becomes very, very useful for different kinds of organizations. You can see it on the screen across, we are a B2B company, but we have, through our customers, over 7 million farmers interacting on our platform. We've got 16 million acres of land already digitized with a largest crop knowledge graph in the world. Essentially, we have a crop knowledge graph of over 500 crops and 10,000 crop varieties. Just to kind of make you a difference, between crop and crop varieties, we can not just detect from the satellite rice, but the rice varieties as well. So that is the level of intelligence we bring in. But with that, and I'll kind of touch upon it in the slides later, we try and give you information about not just detect what kind of land usage is happening. Is it agricultural land, forest land, urban land? But really, if it is agricultural land, what kind of crops are there? What stage of crop is there? Has germination happened? Is it flowering? Is it ready for harvest? What could be the harvest be like? What could be the yield be like? Is there a disease which is likely to come? We can identify diseases for all these crops at least 15 days in advance, pest infestations. And of course, I think related agriculture issues like carbon footprint and climate smart agriculture and traceability. So today traceability becomes very, very important as we become more discerning consumers of food, and also for compliance reasons across the world as well. We work with some of the largest organizations globally. Any organization which is related to food or food-related businesses probably works with us. We work with some of the largest developmental agencies like UN, etc. And there goes the band. But also with some of the largest governments across the world. Just a quick one, we also provide artificial intelligence-based information across 12 countries and 34 crops. That's very important because the way wheat grows, let's say in Pacific Northwest versus Kenya versus Punjab is very, very different. The patterns, the yields, and the productivity. So we kind of are crop agnostic and geo-agnostic, present in almost all agri-climatic zones across the world. We use a significant amount of remote sensing information, which is largely satellite, weather, climate, temperature related data. And with our crop knowledge graph, we are able to build very, very, very deep machine learning models. So that's the platform which we have. You must have, if you've been reading a little bit of news, we've launched the world's first intelligent agri cloud. So essentially, it's an industry cloud, agri cloud, which sits on top of the AWS infrastructure. Our core products is a SaaS platform for farm and agriculture digitization. So essentially, the largest companies across the world, whether they are seed manufacturers or farm equipment manufacturers or fertilizer and chemical manufacturers who work with thousands and thousands and thousands of farmers and millions of acres of land, they are able to digitize all of that farmland. Initially, by the way, agriculture is one of the areas which has been most underserved by the way of technology. Till about a few years back, and even now with some of the largest organizations, when the field agents go to the farmer, they still take down information on pen and paper. Who's the farmer, what crop it is, they take a crop photograph, what stage it is, what disease infestation is happening, and they come back, and then these companies send them back saying that, okay, you need this fertilizer to be applied or irrigation to be done and stuff like that. So we help companies not just digitize all of that, but be able to see a view across the millions of acres they have, and then zoom down on a particular plot of land with a particular farmer and say that, okay, if this farmer is growing wheat, and it's been sown 30 days back, what is the crop stage which is likely to be? What is there actually? What is the weather likely to be? And because of this weather, what is the, whether the greenness index is fine, the nutrition is fine, is there any disease infestation likely to happen, when is the harvest likely to happen, what is the yield likely to happen, and so on and so forth. So we can bring in multiple layers of information down to that. And that's available as SaaS platforms at the lowest rate. We obviously use massive amounts of data around land, crop, and remote sensing data, different kinds of remote sensing. And we have organized multiple years of data, a decade of data across, which is cleaned, put it in a pipeline and ready to be consumed. And a lot of our customers now consume that data through APIs. Either they bring in their own data onto our platform or use our data using APIs onto their platforms to be able to solve that. A lot of customers do not have that level of intelligence on data to be able to solve all of these, and we help them with our data hub. And then with our Cropin AI labs, that's some AI and ML team. We have built over 25 deep ML models to solve different problems in the agriculture space. Agriculture is a very complex environment. I'll just give you a small example. To be able to detect from remote sensing what is the crop below is a great idea, but if you do realize that over 50% of the time there is always a cloud cover, and hence any kind of remote sensing satellite image is useless in most cases because you can't see beyond the clouds there. So to be able to build intelligence on being able to detect a crop or crop stage or monitor it, we have actually created, using machine learning, a crop removal framework which uses deep ML so that you are able to recreate what exists below that cloud cover using still a cloudy image there. Such and various other kinds of deep learning models is what has been built by our teams, and we continue to build more and deep there. And our customers are again able to utilize all of that using our crop intelligence platform. So this is a complete agri cloud, and we are serving the largest of the customers globally, but very proud to kind of just show you a little bit of glimpse of what we do in India. We are proud to play a small role in increasing India's productivity across multiple projects, and I'll leave you to read through it. But for example, helping the marginalized farmers to do climate smart agriculture. We worked across Bihar, MP, and Jharkhand to help millions of farmers build climate smart practices. So we kind of started off with a project of 2 areas, where one which was a drought prone area and one which was a flood prone area, and kind of using our platform gave advisories to farmers as to what should they do depending on the climate and the weather which is coming in, the crop which is being grown based on the soil type which is being there. And by the way, this is all being done using a crop knowledge graph and remote sensing information. We don't use sensors, we don't use drones. We have the ability to ingest that information should a government agency or a company use that, but all of this is built using ML models on satellite, and we've been able to impact this significantly. We work on traceability I spoke about, so the Punjab Agriculture Export Corporation uses this platform for potato seed traceability for exports. If you know, some of the best potato seeds in the world come from Punjab, but there's also a lot of spurious stuff which happens. Seeds from different parts of the country get packaged as Punjab potato seeds and get sown, and of course that's a big challenge for exporters. So we are able to build traceability using tamper-proof QR codes, which can actually go down to the farmer and the farm level and kind of build that traceability that it's actually a genuine product which is there. The Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is an interesting, very, very large-scale project, which many states run on our platform. Essentially, if you know, for doing crop insurance, you need to figure out what is the predicted yield of that crop. And the way yield is predicted traditionally is by crop cutting experiments. You would take different places, do crop cutting, and then kind of make yield there. We have cut down that practice using our platform by almost 50% with almost 85% accuracy. And of course, I think we work across financial inclusion and value chain development as well. In terms of our vision for India, we are looking at crop intelligence at scale. We are able to kind of build a live dashboard which can zoom down to a plot of land and kind of go at a regional level, giving crop acreage, harvest yield, water, nitrogen stress, etc. Agri-stack ready. The government is really working on an agri-stack, and we are able to build this with a data and a services stack, which is currently ready to be integrated with the broader government platforms. And then, of course, impacting the grower, the farmer themselves by increasing yield, traceability, financial inclusion, and so on and so forth. All of this is driven by AWS. We are transactionally very, very, very heavy. It's a very heavy transaction business. We are very, very heavy on data. You can imagine because it uses a lot of farm and land and satellite related data. So we do millions and millions of transaction processing, huge amount of data, which has to be spread across the world, because this is again data where customers really want security, and we use the Kubernetes platform on Amazon to be able to provide that containerization for our customers, and of course huge amount of real-time search and analytics. With that, I must again thank all of you for giving me a chance to come on the stage here, and hope you have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Super. Thank you so much, Samir, Amit, Mohit, for taking us through all the key insights about scale, efficiencies, and the vision. I think we have learned that different organizations at different scale can leverage AWS services to innovate faster and also to deliver their missions. Right. With that, thank you so much once again. And thank you to all of you for coming down here. Thanks again.
Thank you, Gaurav.